can't we gotta deal with Kaiser and James.
Mm-hmm. Well, big time with James. We'll talk it. But yeah, I'll tell you about it today. But just don't let Scarlett be around. I mean, I probably talked to James. I told you like 20 times on the phone.
What was he saying to you?
We're gonna go in there and be a team, and no one will know we're together. And like, what was so funny is I was like, who else do you have? He's like, well, maybe season 6, but like, there's a guy named Kaser, and like, he's really honest, and like, he'll know. And I was like, cool. But then like, I would talk to Kaser like the same day, like back to back. And that's when I knew like the Kaser. I always got a sense that Kaser was a much better person than James, but I knew that James would stab you guys in the back in a second, and I knew it coming in the house because he like, as soon as we got here and you guys were in power, he was already like worried about me. But like we had a secret deal, so I was like, why is he so worried? Well, it's because he's super shady.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't tell you. But I was like,
have you changed your batteries?
I was like, Janelle, like James is gonna stab you in the back. But I couldn't tell you why, because if I told you why, then you guys were gonna ask him, and then
I wouldn't ask him. There's like a lot of stuff I had kept from him.
You know what I mean, though. Like that's why I couldn't tell you. So I was like, I can't tell you why I know this, but he's gonna stab you guys in the back.
Kaiser wouldn't even tell him who he was putting up. That's why James was so pissed.
But you know that James was completely with Danielle. Like not a little bit. Like it wasn't like they were okay.
They were so annoying. It was so difficult. Like James is just annoying. He'd be like, "Oh, Danielle won't put us up," and then when she went into it, she's like, "Well, she's gonna put us up." I was like, "Great."
But he knew he was safe. As
nice fucking friend you have, dick.
He really was. Well, that's like Boogie was like, look, I'm kind of friends with James, and I want to tell him he's leaving. And I was like, no. I was like, you're not telling him he's leaving because I was like, one, I'm producing a show, and two, like he would never give us the courtesy of that. Like, too bad. That's the way you're gonna play me like that. Or you're gonna get played back. And I was like, I'll handle it. Watch, Boogie. We walk in there, and I'm like, James, I just want to tell you, I know you're kind of nervous, but dude, you're totally safe. Like, just calm down. He was like, all right. He thought he was like safe.
Crazy. He did so many things that were shady, and then he would get mad at me if I brought it up, and he'd like skirt on the issues, and he'd be like, "Well, you did this, Janelle," and I was like, "That was fucking week 4, like, and who cares?"
Well, that's like James. How he came up to me, he's like, "I think James threw that competition." I was like, "You're right," and he goes, "If he does that or like 1 or 2 more things." All right, man.
He didn't say that well.
I know, but kind of like that. He was like, "1 more thing, I'm gonna get really mad." And it's like, how many does he have to do?
You were so pissed one night, like I think the night after it happened. Like we didn't go to bed. Like we were up bitching about it all night. And we were like, "Oh, we hate him."
When you see the show, you're gonna be like, I can't believe how shady everyone was. Because people like by week 4, people were coming to us to like make the it was so funny. Like first week, no one talked to us. Second week, no one talked to us. Third week, people were like, "Oh, sorry, you're leaving, Will." And I'm like, "Cool." Fourth week, people were like, "Boogie's in trouble. When are you guys leaving?" I'm like, "Cool." And then as soon as that happened, and people kind of got the sense that we were like starting to work with you guys. Everybody started coming to us. Like people who had never talked to me before, like Danielle. We're just coming up, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta work with you guys to get them out." And we were like, "You didn't want to work with us the last 20 days, you know?"
Yeah.
This show's gonna be so funny to watch.